Replacing an entire commercial roof in a coastal market like Long Beach requires a massive, long-term capital commitment. Every single day, your building's exterior fights a losing battle against harsh marine air, intense sun exposure, and the friction of continuous daily operations. When it comes time to replace the system, many property owners blindly default to heavily marketed materials like TPO or PVC without assessing what the building actually needs. That reflex leads directly to wasted capital. To find the right intersection of cost, durability, and operational fit, we need to evaluate a proven alternative, EPDM, and compare it squarely against its primary rivals. Selecting an incompatible membrane creates a decades-long financial liability that systematically erodes your asset's lifecycle value. In the single-ply commercial roofing market, you are generally choosing between three contenders: EPDM, TPO, and PVC. To understand how they compare, look at this quadrant chart. The horizontal axis represents capital cost, and the vertical axis measures specialized performance. Lower left is EPDM, in the middle sits TPO, up in the top right is PVC, representing the highest specialized performance. Looking at this spread, it is tempting to assume that the most expensive option is automatically the superior choice for your building. But paying top dollar for that high-performance quadrant only makes financial sense if your specific daily operations demand those exact features. Let's start with the baseline. Standard black EPDM is a highly flexible, highly proven synthetic rubber membrane with a decades-long track record. Financially, it typically falls into a highly accessible installed range of roughly $7 to $14 per square foot. For that price, it delivers exceptional long-term weatherproofing. Its rubber-like flexibility allows it to easily absorb the thermal expansion and structural movement that commercial buildings undergo every day. It is also highly repairable. If the roof suffers a localized puncture or an open seam, patching it is a cheap and straightforward process. However, this diagram illustrates its primary trade-off. Standard black EPDM absorbs a significant amount of solar heat, transferring thermal energy straight down toward the building's interior. In California, this heat absorption complicates Title 24 compliance and forces your air conditioning systems to work much harder. If you operate a large, unconditioned warehouse, EPDM is often the ultimate pragmatic choice. But if you are cooling a heavily air-conditioned retail space, that absorbed heat becomes a serious financial drag. That thermal challenge brings us to white TPO, the default alternative for energy-conscious property owners. Upgrading to TPO represents a moderate step up in material and installation cost compared to basic EPDM. This side-by-side comparison shows exactly what you are paying for. Unlike black rubber, a white TPO roof actively reflects solar radiation away from the building. This high reflectivity seamlessly checks the box for cool roof mandates and lowers the cooling load on your interior HVAC units. But here is the trade-off. Paying a premium for a reflective surface offers zero return on investment if the space underneath is an unconditioned industrial warehouse. While TPO easily solves your energy code problems, over-investing in it for a basic logistics facility simply wastes upfront capital. Then there's PVC. This is the premium tier, strictly reserved for heavy-duty operational stress. PVC provides elite active defense against harsh restaurant grease, animal fats, and corrosive manufacturing exhaust that would quickly destroy other membranes. To get that chemical resistance, you will pay the highest upfront expenditure of the three materials. Unless your building actively expels physical contaminants or heavy grease onto its roof, upgrading to PVC is an unnecessary overinvestment. This comparison matrix covers cost, reflectivity, and chemical resistance. EPDM hits the low marks across the board. TPO steps up to a moderate cost and high reflectivity, but low chemical resistance. PVC maxes out the chart with high marks in all three categories. But evaluating the membrane is only half the job. We have to look at the hidden variables that affect all three systems equally: polyiso insulation and tapered drainage. During a full tear-off, you will likely need to invest heavily in insulation upgrades and active drainage corrections to bring the roof up to code. Doing this increases your immediate project budget, but it effectively eliminates the danger of ponding water. Placing an expensive membrane over saturated, failing insulation or poor drainage guarantees a premature failure. If the foundation is weak, your material choice is irrelevant. Let's map the right material using this decision tree based on your building's use. For a restaurant or manufacturing center exposed to harsh exhaust, choose PVC. For a climate-controlled retail space, choose TPO. For a large warehouse, choose EPDM. The single best roof does not exist in a vacuum. The correct choice is the material that aligns perfectly with your property's specific operational stress. Commercial roofing in Southern California is never a one-size-fits-all equation. Do not choose a membrane from a generic price list without thoroughly evaluating your existing structural deck and your precise drainage patterns. Do not guess with your capital improvement budget. You need a customized side-by-side roof assessment that factors in your exact building profile, tenant use, and local climate exposure. Contact Commercial Roofing Long Beach today to do the life cycle math, map out your options, and secure a proper 20-year asset.